Indoor plants, they're everywhere. On bookshelves, in bathrooms, tiny studio apartments, and sprawling homes. But this plant craze didn't begin on Instagram. Its roots run far deeper. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Garden Profiler. Today, we're exploring the unexpected history and the emotional journey behind one of the biggest gardening movements of our time, the rise of the indoor plant craze. Before we continue, I want to thank all our subscribers. We'd like to let you know that your presence here means everything. And if you just wandered on our channel because you love the quiet joy of gardening, we've been expecting you. Welcome to the Garden Profiler. Since you're here, go ahead and subscribe and become an official member of our growing community. Now let's continue. Humans have been bringing plants indoors for thousands of years. In ancient Egypt, potted dead palms and lotus flowers were carried into royal homes during festivals. Roman villas displayed laurel, fig, and small citrus trees to show refinement. In China, scholars kept ornamental plants beside their writing desk to represent harmony and wisdom. But the true beginning of the modern houseplant era came during the Victorian period, in the time when ferns, palms, and parlor plants filled drawing rooms. Indoor gardening became a sign of status and a reflection of good taste. Now let's fast forward to the 1970s, when houseplants once again flourished. Where spider plants dangled from macrame hangers, philodendrons trailed down panel walls, and suddenly everyone seemed to have an avocado pit sprouting in a jar on a windowsill. By the late 80s and the early 90s, the trend faded. Minimalist interiors and artificial plants took center stage. But trends have a way of returning, and this one came back stronger than ever. In the 2010s, houseplants didn't just return, they exploded. Instagram was filled with indoor jungles. Pinterest boards overflowed with plant shelves. And a new generation fell in love with greenery. The indoor plant craze had become global. So why did we all of a sudden become plant people? The answer is surprisingly emotional. In dense cities, plants reconnect us to nature. For many, they became tiny pieces of calm in a busy world. And during the pandemic, indoor gardening offered comfort, routine, and a sense of nurture when everything else felt uncertain. Plants gave us something to care for and something that quietly cared for us back. As the trend took root, it revealed just how diverse plant lovers could be. Some became hunters of the rare variegated treasures, those patented, unpredictable plants that can cost a small fortune. Others found joy in the classics again: pothos, snake plant, peace lilies, the quiet, reliable beauties. And many began cultivating herbs and small food crops indoors, bringing nourishment, quite literally, into the heart of their homes. What we plant lovers have to remember is that not every plant wants to live indoors. Only a select group tolerates low light, stable temperatures, and limited air movement. Many of the plants we keep today, pothos, snake plant, philodendrons, come from understory environments where they naturally thrive in diffuse light. In a way, our homes mimic the forest floor. Beyond their biological beauty, plants reshaped modern interior design. They softened hard lines, added texture to minimalist spaces, and reintroduced organic shapes into the built environment. Today, it's hard to imagine a contemporary home without at least a touch of green. The indoor plant craze didn't just change homes, it changed markets. Nurseries expanded their indoor collections, rare plant sellers emerged, and prices for variegated or hard to find species skyrocketed. So what began as a hobby grew into a multi-billion-dollar global industry. With the rise of indoor gardening came a few casualties: overwatering, poor drainage, too little light, and too much light. Most new plant parents discovered quickly that plants can be forgiving, but only up to a point. Ask any plant lover and they'll tell you that plants are more than just decor. Plants become milestones, memories, small companions. The first new leaf, the first rescued rehab plant, the first propagation shared with a friend. Plants root themselves into our lives in quiet, personal ways. One unexpected part of this movement: propagation. Millions of plant owners discovered the simple magic of rooting cuttings in water. A windowsill lined with jars became a symbol of patience, renewal, and quiet experimentation. But as technology evolved, so did the ways we care for our plants. Smart watering systems, automated grow lights, and app-based monitors help beginners succeed. It became easier than ever for anyone, anywhere, to grow something green. The indoor plant craze is global, shaped by traditions from around the world: Japanese bonsai, Caribbean crotons, African sansevieria, South American philodendron. The plants we grow at home carry stories and a heritage from the environment they evolved in. As indoor gardening grew, so did a love for earthly, natural materials. Terracotta reclaimed its place as the classic pot of choice, breathable, warm, timeless. Clay, stone, wood, and soft textures came back into our homes right alongside the plants. Even tiny apartments became havens for indoor gardening. Vertical shelves, hanging planters, window propagation stations. Creativity flourished in places with barely enough space for a chair. It proved that gardening isn't about square footage, it's about intention. So, where do we go from here? The future of indoor gardening is shifting towards sustainability, better soil mixes, responsible sourcing, and mindful collecting. Technology is also shaping this new era. Smart pots, grow light shelves, and indoor greenhouse cabinets help even small apartments become thriving ecosystems. One thing is certain though, the indoor plant craze isn't a fleeting trend. It's part of a larger movement towards reconnecting with nature, even within four walls. Thank you for watching this episode of The Garden Profiler. Whether you have one small plant or a full indoor jungle, your connection to nature matters. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with another plant lover. And until next time, keep growing, keep exploring, and keep discovering the beauty in every leaf. Bye.